I want to take this thing and apply it into my life. So I was in Monroe. We have a kollel in Monroe. I was in Monroe today. So a guy told me on this shtickle that you're learning right now, with the Oros HaRotzon, right? Here, that there was the Oros HaRotzon where a person has the Oros HaRotzon. The Rebbe talks about the Oros HaRotzon, and the Iker is through to be mefarnes to the wife. So he said, I had a story. My wife got upset at me. What happened? He went to the grocery store. Today. He went to the grocery store, and for Shabbos to go shopping, she gave him a whole list, and he came back with the things, and the most important thing on the list, you forgot. What? The most important thing. By the way, everybody's married or not? No, not everybody's married, right? So, whatever. If you're married, everybody had this story. Your wife said, anyway, the kid said, what was it? So he didn't know. He didn't know with him, but he said right away, this is not her. This is the Rabbeinu Shalom right now. That is being Zeh Yashpel, the Rebbe talks about. That the tzaddik, the chacham that has koil, that's Ochid Shemai V'Oretz, the tzaddik, he knows, he has to teach the people who think they're connected to Hashem, you don't know anything. And the person who's not connected to Hashem, to tell him, boy, the Eibush is right here. He's next to you. He's right close to you. Which, by the way, that is the Torah. That is the whole thing of Das, which we'll talk about in a second. So the guy says, the first thing he did is Aye. Rabbi Shalom, I don't know what's going on here, but I am going to go into Aye over here. This means you're telling me, I thought, I went to the mikveh, I had his birthday an hour, and now I went to the grocery store for my wife to do what I'm supposed to do, and now I come back from the grocery store, the first thing she tells me is, the most important thing you forgot. You know how I feel? So what's normal reaction? The normal reaction is, I don't understand what you want. I did everything on the list. What am I missing? He said, no, I'm not going to say anything. I'll let her talk. So she goes, the ketchup. You forgot the ketchup. And I have to cook. And the reason why I didn't buy the ketchup is because before I left, I looked in the refrigerator and there was a full bottle of ketchup. And she didn't know. But I still didn't answer her because I knew why I didn't do the ketchup. And 5 minutes later, she looked into the refrigerator and she saw that the ketchup was there. And she said, that is how I met the Torah today. Aye, I'm alone. So
here's the ketchup. The fridge is filled with ketchup.
This is it sounds like such a shallow story, but it says such. I mamash got up and kissed this guy. I said, wow, thank you. You just gave me the Torah in a different way. We are going through Aye every second of the day and Malay every second of the day. We're living in a world where we don't see Hashem. Nobody sees Hashem. Don't tell me you see Hashem. You feel moments of connection. You have moments you don't know what to do with it. You don't know how to deal with it. But you don't know what caused the connection, and then all of a sudden you're lost and you don't know how to connect. What is Aye? What is Aye? Well, the way you understood the Torah. What is Aye? Aye is this place of. Is Aye a high madrega or is Aye a low madrega? Where is Aye? Where is the place? We say Mishars of Shoylim Zelaz Aye Mekoyim Kevoidoi. That our Maluchim, the highest angels, they're talking to each other and they're saying, where is Hashem? So it sounds like it's the highest madrega. Oh, it is both. It is both. Not could be both. Aye is if you go to Torah Beis, Aye is the Maimar Sasum, which is the origination of creation, where in the place of origination, there's no Aliyah and there's no Yerida. Aliyah and Yerida is the same thing. We live in a world where there's definition. And in the definition, especially my good friend Ramatcha over here that lives in the it can't be a paradox. We cannot live in a stira. The biggest thing is we can't live in a stira. So if you remember Torah Yud Beis, the Rebbe says, Kish Odom hoylech acha sichloi v'chochmasoi yuchalipo betusim mechshoyles rabbis v'lovin edei ro'ois gedoyles. No one's born evil, but when you follow your intellect, then it's going to start off with mistakes. You're going to keep following your intellect. That mistake is going to become a big mechshol, and if you keep following the mechshol, it's going to lead to evilness. V'yesh shehitu as ha'olam. I forgot the lashon over there, but the v'yesh. And the Rebbe tells us that everyone's going to fall. Everyone's making mistakes. Everyone's making mistakes. But so what do? So we have an eight. So we have a control alt delete. Control alt delete is factory reset. The Rebbe says, no matter where you are, if you say the words, Rabbeinu Shalom, I know you're here, but I don't know where, those words is control alt delete, and you're back in the loop. And in Torah Yud Beis, Ayah is the lowest madrega. There is Ayah Asela Oila, which is the highest. If you're Medayik in Torah Yud Beis, there are three different Ayahs. There's Mechapis and Mevakesh. We said this when we learned Torah Ayah. And then there's Tzoyik Ayah. There's three madregas of Ayah. And then there's Ayah Asela Oila. So Ayah starts on the lowest level. I feel empty. I feel no Hashem. You know what I'm feeling today? Rabbeinu Shalom, I'm not in the mood of you. Not only I'm not in the mood of you, I'm not. You dealt me a bad hand. You know what I'm saying? I'm this whole God thing and this whole. Leave me alone. It's so conflicting to me. It makes me so crazy. The best thing is, you don't exist. You don't exist. What's that guy saying? He's really saying Ayah. That's what he's saying. He's saying, Rabbeinu Shalom, where are you? I don't know where you are, but he's not saying the place from a place of I know you're here. And where are you? He's saying, I don't know where you are. Where are you? And then there's another madrega of Ayah, which is, I know you're here, I just don't know where. That means I'm so certain that you're here. I'm so vadai that you're here, but I just don't know where you are. And that, like you said, so now, where do we find this? When we go through our journey of life, and we go through our daily life, we have to understand that the Rebbe is giving us that how can I connect to something that I don't see? How can I connect to Hashem? How can I connect to Hashem? How can I connect? The Rebbe is telling me, how are you going to, what's das? Let's go backwards. What does das mean? Das, we say 3 times a day, das, Baruch Hashem, das. Rabbi, you're part of us? Hey, say without this phone. Come closer. You're too far. What's your name? Yitzi Nachman. Nice to meet you. So das, we make a bracha every day. Das. What do we? Why? First of all, why don't we say Choyna Chachma? Why do we say Choyna Das? What are we asking for? What does das mean? Not Kabbalah. Anybody tell me what does das mean? Every day, make a bracha 3 times a day. Baruch Hashem. What does it mean? What does the word das mean?
Mind.
What?
The mind, das.
What do you mean the mind?
Your brain. The felt sense of the.
No fancy stuff. Give me poshut meat and potatoes. What? Oh, beautiful. Connection to what? Connection to what I cannot see. Connect to what I cannot see. Do I see God in this table? No. Do I see God in this chair? No. I see a table, I see a chair, I see mechitzas, I see everything I see is materialistic. But I believe that in every materialistic thing that I see, there's godliness. So even when wait 1 second. So how much godliness is in this cup? 99.9% of this cup is cup, and it needs some nitzitz, a spark of godliness, and there's 1.01% of God, which is holding up the cup, and that's why it's a cup, and not. Otherwise, I would see something ruchni. No. 99.99999% of this cup and this chair is spiritual, and 0.00001% is gashmi. The problem is that I'm the view. You know where my view is? My view is the outside view. So I only see the skin. And in the skin, hold on, the skin is gashmi. The skin is materialistic. So I don't have the lenses to see beyond this to something. So I ask Hashem every day, give me the ability to see, not just believe, to see beyond this cup into the spirituality of this cup. That is das. And that goes, the cup is just the example. It's every single thing. We are living in Olam Hazeh, where everything, we see everything, no matter what you see, even the spiritual things that you see, whatever it is, Reb Shimon the Rebbe, but I don't see. These places are mesugel to give me the ability to be able to get the lenses to see beyond what I see. But I don't see. I see stone. I come to Rebbe's Tzin, I see a nice stone. In my head, I already interpreted to visualize that this stone represents something bigger, and there, because I believe. Das is the place in Torah Samach Beis. The Rebbe, I don't know if you remember, the Rebbe, we learned it also. Ulimta shapirta deles le'aynin. The Rebbe says, Das is the place where it's ki'ilu roya be'ein of mamish, but he can't prove it. I say, my son says, so that's Yediyah. No. There's Emunah, there's Das, and there's Yediyah. Yediyah is, I see it, and I could prove it. Emunah is, I don't see it, I believe it. Das is, I see it as if I could prove it, but I can't prove it. Because it's something spiritual, it's behind.
So that's what I said, you feel it in your heart.
No.
Where's the connection?
Wrong. The Chachma, Das, let's go a drop Kabbalah. Chachma is on the right, Bina is on the left, Das is in the center. Das is the perfect balance of Chachma and Bina. Where's Chachma?
Chachma is on the right.
No, where is Chachma? In which part of the body?
Oh, the mind.
And where's Bina? In the heart. According to Yeti, which is right, by the way, that it's in the Seichel, it's the part of the Seichel that represents the leg. But it doesn't make a difference, it's the heart. In Torah Samach Beis, the Rebbe talks that where's Paroi? Paroi is ha'oref, is in the neck. And the three simonim that go between the brain and the heart is the konaveshet vrid. Those are Sarah Tabochim, Sarah Oivim, Sarah Mashkim. Remember? And that the Rebbe says, Pari tries to grab the achila from and the dibur. That's why it's Mitzrayim is Meitzar Hagoron, the narrowness of the neck, and he tries to grab the so Memela, he throws off the balance of seichel and heart.
Which is the heart.
No, it's both. Right. It must. By the way, in this Torah you have it also. Yodeya umeivin. The Rebbe says the whole time, when he gets to Makiv, you need connection. Means I need to connect with two tools, my brain and my heart. If you're connected to something in your brain only, or there's a majority of the connection brain and a minority heart, you're not connected. If there's a majority of heart and minority of brain, now look around, you'll see people, they're all, you're going to tell me, and you'll see, be medayik, you'll see no one's connecting. Nobody's connecting. It's false connection. If you don't have das, that's exactly what we're saying. If you don't have das, you don't have connection. You can appear, you can fool, you can. Is the only way to have.
Is it the connection between the mind and the heart? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. It's not just the connection. I'm using my tools. I was born with Chachma. I'm born with Bina. I wasn't born with Das. My soul is Das. I wasn't born. The body was not born with Das. My soul is Das. Yeah. So I am connected. So now, So the Rebbe is telling us, okay, so now, who was Megala to us this das? What were we before Moshe Rabbeinu?
Let me ask you another question. What is the das actually? You told me where is the das. Now tell me what is the das?
Connection to Ruchni. Anyway, in any place.
What?
Hashem is here, Hashem is there, Hashem is truly every. That means wherever I am. Now, the das is neschalik. Hold on. I'm gonna. It's by the way, there's not enough time here because this Torah is so big. One second.
You have to. The das is something. Who you're there? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm asking on Torah Zayin das.
Yes. So Torah Zayin das is one thing. Always the same thing. Rabbi said, you want to hear? This is the same das. This das is always the same thing. Sheyesh elikim shalit ba'aretz. It never changes. The das, this das that we're talking about, connection, one second, is one das. It's always the same das. And it's levels and levels and levels and endless levels because Hashem is endless.
Why need Moshe Rabbeinu for such a das?
Because I live in a world of elikim. I live in a world where it's teva. HaTeva is elikim. Wait, 1 second.
No, but the Torah goes, everyone you should do it for Moshe Rabbeinu do, even one between one and his wife, yes? We get it, the Malik and Memshul is also the Hemshech from the Talmud, Ben and Talmud also between, the Malchus is between him and his wife.
No.
The Rebbe starts, you should know, this das is just Moshe Rabbeinu because he had Rechmunis. Now I want to know, what is the das? What does it have to Rechmunis?
So if you let me, I'm going backwards. So first of all, das, we everybody's understanding, das is connection. What am I connecting to? I'm connecting to the godliness that there is beyond the screen of physicality. I see Gashmias, and I'm connecting, I'm asking Rabbi Hashem, give me binoculars. Yeah, everything has ruch. Same idea. I'm looking for the ruchnius that there is in everything in my life. Now, this das has two components. It has a component of a makif and a pnim. What does it mean, a makif and a pnim? That means I have a connection to Hashem that I already established through my life. I saw Hashem is here in a certain way, and everybody, his emunah became already das. That means it starts off the little kid that sings, the 3-year-old kid that sings Hashem is there, Hashem is there, Hashem is there. He has das from a place of emunah pshuta. He doesn't know, but the kid is convinced. By the way, it's the most purest belief, because he's so convinced that what he's saying, but he doesn't understand what he's saying, but it doesn't make a difference. That's the tachlis hayidiyah shalei neda. He's in the purest, in the purest form of das, because that's tachlis hayidiyah shalei neda. That he's saying something with such conviction, but he knows nothing. He didn't experience it yet, but he's saying it from the most emunah place. As you grow up in life, you're going through life, and then you start being challenged, and you see Hashgachas Hashem. You see everybody.
Why do you say that? Why doesn't the kid say it from the most gullible place?
What do you mean gullible?
It's not that it's gesagt to the snow. Like why?
No, exactly. But he's saying it with innocence. When he's singing the song Hashem is there, Hashem is there, Hashem, I have grandchildren. They're innocent. There's no. This is what I was taught. He believes. He was believing what he's taught. He doesn't have any kind of a negativity there. As you go older, you go through. As you grow older, you go through negativity, and then all of a sudden, some whack happens to you, where you see, wow, that's unexplainable. Hashem is truly everywhere, and then again you're challenged. And then this is life. This is the whole life. The mission we're on this world here is to reveal Hashem and connect each person to connect in his level of Hashem, whichever that level of Hashem is, to connect in that level, and that is the mission in life. So now the Rebbe tells us how you're going to get this das. Understand this das is made out of two components. Seichel HaMakif and a Seichel HaPnim. What's the Seichel HaPnim? Whatever I already internalized of connection with Hashem, I have a certain internal connection, At the same time, I have an external, something that I don't know. So there's always going to be a part, as long as I'm connected, my pnim and my makif are connected to each other, I'm good. Why? Because the oil of the makif is protecting my pnim to be connected to Hashem.
Isn't makif the thing that you didn't see yet?
Yes.
So why are you connecting it to?
Because I'm always knowing that no matter how, every time I see Hashem, that means there was a revelation to me. That means I'm seeing something more than I knew before, right? That means before I got this revelation, before I said this money hit the bank, before there was a refuah for my child, whatever it is, the Dava Gashmi that changed in my life positively, that I was able to recognize, wow, that was higher power, not me. That wasn't my effort. That had to be something higher. At that moment that I see Hashem, I recognize that what I saw till now, I was blind. And now there is a God even bigger than I thought before, and He's so much bigger than my brain could understand. So there must be even a higher level of bigness that I still don't understand. The second I get a new revelation of God, at the same moment I'm understanding that there is something more that I don't understand. So that means the makif and the pnim are always connected.
But what do you say?
One second. I want to finish a thought. You're not letting me get to the thought. But you're not. Wait a second. Now there's a new kind of makif here that messes the whole system up, and that's called ruach shtus. A ruach shtus is also a makif. It's something external. But it's the wrong makif. It's an external makif that's telling me disconnect between that makif that you said, oh, there's bigger God. It's called disconnect. It's interference. It's this interference. Now, one second, you have to know another step here. This spirituality of Das, the Rebbe says, is very delicate. In Gashmi, in physicality, the Das can't carry physical. It can't carry something physical. It's very delicate. So as long as the pnim and the makif are connected, so spiritual inside, with separation of Gashmi to another spiritual thing is connected, then the separation is not a separation. But when this Ruach Shtus gets here and interferes, it's weight that my soul cannot carry it. So what happens is the makif and the pnim get disconnected. Because there's no, and that's the Rachmanis, by the way, the Ikar Rachmanis. The Rebbe says the Ikar Rachmanis of the tzaddik is that he sees the Averis. Here, someone asked me, like in Siv Gimel, the Rebbe says that the Yisurim of Averis is so much more than the Yisurim of a person suffering. As he says, what do you mean? I don't see any suffering because we don't have das, because we're missing the lenses. But imagine for a second, what's the most suffering that you've seen a person? So let's not take people for example, but let's just make up an example that the example is like this. Guy lost his father and his mother in a car accident. His brother has mental issues. His wife is he's divorced. His kids, each one has a different. One's off the derech, one's off. And he's dying from cancer. Is there any bigger suffering that you could say a person's going through than this? I'm sure we can make up and add some, a couple of more things here.
And no one knows about.
And then right, and you have what? And I'm telling you the story. I'm coming to you. Chaim, come with me, let's go be machazik this Yid. Let's give him our time, our energy, our money, or whatever it is that we want to give Mesiras Nefesh, because the Ikar Rachmanis is the Mesiras Nefesh. What prevents us from Rachmanis? So, oh my gosh. Chaim, I'm in the middle of saying shir. Yeah, I'll call you back. I already sent a long time, I sent him with Uber. Okay, bye. So, you hear, so I lost my train of thought. So what was I saying?
The guy was suffering.
So imagine if now all of a sudden the guy's not. It's me. It's you. It's one of us, and we get the lenses to see us exactly the way I just said this person is.
Much more work.
Imagine you got this understanding. For 1 second, you got this blitz. You got this. What would you feel? Wow, this guy is mamish. That's the tzaddik. The tzaddik sees in us. Rabbi say, yeah, this is nish normal. The tzaddik sees in us, and we know, we're connected to the tzaddik. The tzaddik sees in us. You think he sees your problems with your parnasa? Avadi sees your problems with your parnasa, but it's like seeing the cup on the outside and saying, this is 99.9% cup and 0.1% spirituality. The tzaddik sees the spiritual part in you, and he says, Rabbeinu Shalom Chaim, Nachman, I see you in such pain that you don't see. I have so much Rahman, and I know what is it coming from, because of this interference, this ruach shtuz that's weighing on you, that's separating your makif, separating your das, taking away your lenses of being able to see spirituality. So you gave up, and now you're in the world. So what does the tzaddik do? The tzaddik has two messages. Really, he says one word, and in the same word, the person who needs to hear this message hears Ayim Ekoim Kevoide, and the person who needs to hear this message hears Meloi Cholos Kevoide, and to each person that tzaddik says one word, and 100 people, each person gets his message. He gets an Ayeh or he gets a Meloi. That's Das. And that's Rachmanus, and that's Hanhaga, and that's what brings us to this place. And now, how do we bring it into our lives? How do we bring it in our lives? Chaim is ready. I see you gearing up. Come on, bring the artillery. Bring the artillery. Okay, so I got the thought. Once you heard the thought.
Yeah.
The thought is
this one message. He removes the extra makif that you said, the ruach shtuz, and he reconnects the makif and the malor.
He's taking away he knows that what got you stuck in ein adam over avera. Ruach shtuz is the hepech of das. Ruach shtuz is taking away das, and now he's reconnecting you to your das, and that's the tikkun. And how is he doing it? Through ayah and maloi. So if you're in the Dorei Mata, by the way, the Dorei Mata, it's taka two people, but it's the same. It's me. I have a place in me. It's a Olam Elyon. I have a place in me that's Olam HaTachton, and I need drugs. I need antibiotics at all times. I have my Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday drug. Inside Sunday is a capsule called Ayeh and Malay, and inside Monday another capsule called Ayeh Malay. Every day there's another capsule of Ayeh and Malay that I need to use. Use this when you're feeling you're stranded. Malay. You use this when you're feeling good about connection to God. Aye. It's a never-ending loop. That's das. That's Rachmanus. That's Hanhaga. That's when. And here's the chiddush. There's so much in this Torah. There's so much here. It's not normal. This is built with such beauty, and every layer here, if you go back to it. It's not anyway, but the part that I think is we could all touch into. The Rebbe says that when we're talking now in Torah. I'm talking to you, Chaim. I'm giving you the das. I'm giving you the das that my Rebbe is giving me. I'm giving over. So the Rebbe says, and then as you give over the das, you get a new makif. So why is it relevant to me? So what? So I got a new makif. So what? The Rebbe is telling you don't chap. I told you the start of this whole Torah about Moshe Rabbeinu, that he's the one who got the das, and who Mashaha Yehushia, what is that relevant to me either? He's telling you because you're doing the avodah of Moshe Rabbeinu. We are all continuation of Moshe Rabbeinu. That when I'm giving you das, I get a new makif. Which means that whoever gave me the das also gets a new makif. which means that the one who gave him the das gets a new makif all the way up to Moshe Rabbeinu. And he gets a new makif. Where is his makif coming from? Yom Shekula Yorach. From Olam Haba. Where's the Chacham take the makif from? From the highest place, from Olam Haba. From a place that's L'maylam and Azman, and he's bringing it in to his Talmidim. So that means the guy on the lowest level that gets das, that got a new makif, created Moshe Rabbeinu to get a new makif. Mashahaya hu sheyeh. Because we are a continuous, so the Rebbe is telling us, this is my opinion. Again, by the way, it doesn't mean, my disclaimer stays, I don't know anything. This is the way the Rebbe is talking to me. It means that if we just do our job, everybody thinks that what we need to do is, we need to go and become Moshe Rabbeinu. The Rebbe is telling me how to become Moshe Rabbeinu over here. No. The Rebbe is telling you, just connect your makif and your pnim, your dorimal and your dorimata. Work on your aye and your malay. Find Hashem in the places when you're down. Listen to the tzaddik, connect to the tzaddik in your place, and the toaster oven that's connected in the outlet, and the F-16 that's connected to the outlet. If all the components are connected to the outlet, game over. Game over. That's that's it. That's Mashiach. That's Olam Haba in Olam Hazeh, which that's the Tachlis. The Tachlis is to live in Olam Hazeh, the life of Olam Haba, in Shashua Olam Haba. Tanugiv is Shashua Olam Haba.
That's why I said that Ayah is the Shashua Olam Haba, because it's the next market.
yeah, because everyone's going to go. So the Rebbe's telling us, game over. He's giving us here the remedy. By the way, this is the last year of the Rebbe's life. So this Torah was given the last Shabbos Chanukah of the Rebbe's life. You know that, right? This Torah was given over the last, and by the way, it's Reb Noson's yard site this week. I think the Reb Nachman Tinyana said that over here, the Rebbe talks about V'yishur Benun, Malei Ruach Chachma Ki Samach Moshe Yada. No, Rabban the Rav. Rabban the Rav, after Reb Noson's was nifta, said that he understood Shabbos Chanukah. Was almost a year before, no, after Reb Nosson was nifta, not after the Rebbe was nifta, that he understood that that the Rebbe, when he said in Torah Zion these words, he meant Reb Nosson. This week's Reb Nosson's yard site. So make a mention that
this week or next week?
This week, Reb Nosson's yard site. So that means without Reb Nosson, there's no Rebbe. You understand? Without Reb Nosson, there's no Rebbe. There's no Rebbe without Reb Nosson. No.
As I is the lowest tone that the Rebbe needs to get us to the behind the Sudan. As I am allowed to go into the Makif above me.
No.
It is allowed.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to be.
I'm a best the Rebbe says that shiur that's the biggest pleasure in the world. I want to get it.
You're going to get it without going there. Just be connected to the tzaddik.
Or the Rebbe says I have to get to the makif. I have to go to the makif.
He doesn't say. He does not say that.
First of all, everyone's.
It's Madregas. The Rebbe says there's a guy that's what's a makif to me is a panim to you.
That's it.
And there's somebody that even it's lower than a panim.
But if I would not get this makif from him, I need to get to the
top makif.
No, you don't. No, you don't need to get them. You're gonna get it by just being connected to that tzaddik that's Ochan Shemayim Baretz.
You didn't want to give it to me. You told me he's staying away.
Who doesn't want to give it to you?
That tzaddik, you didn't want to megala from me the makif, not the biggest makif, even the 100 madraygas into them, the makif was his 100 madraygas into them, but efshel and chub makashem b'tateret, he's afraid his word taran can do. عشان كده تصادق قاعد تراني مبني from شاين المحاضر. I'm asking why I am not allowed to get this makif.
Do you have bechinas koil? What's koil? What's the bechin of koil?
Everyone. The Rebbe said everyone is need to get the bechinas koil.
I'm asking you, do you have the bechinas koil? There's a basic requirement. What is koil? Which midah is koil? L'cha Hashem Gdula is what? Chesed, Gvura, Tiferes, Neitzach, Hoyd, Ki Choyl. What's Choyl? Now you have your answer? Yeah, that's the answer. You can't get your makif that you want unless you have koil. When you have koil, then we can talk. Then come, let's talk. Right now, I don't know about you, but I don't have koil, and I don't think anybody over here has got koil. So let's talk about the makif that's right here, not that makif.
But if you connect to the Rebbe, you go with him.
Exactly. That's the word. That's the whole word. That's the shortcut. Easy pass. Yeah. You're connected to tzaddik, then you're connected to koil. But until you have this midah of koil, ki koil b'shamayim v'aretz, you can be ochid shamayim v'aretz. Because what's the word? Because the bris is, what's a bris? The bris means a covenant. You know, how do you say covenant? A better word. It's a pact. It's a deal. I have a deal with the Rebbeinu Shalom. The bris is a deal. I made a deal with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What's the deal? That I'm going to use the most gashmiistic, behemish part of me, the most animalistic part that I have in my body, and I'm giving it only for you. That's called Ochid Shamayim V'aretz. That's what he's doing. So every person who's Shoyma Brisoi is be'etzem doing this. That's what he's doing. He's unifying. He's taking the most megushay afa or mekrutzei chayma. He's taking the biggest mountain of sand and lump of clay that he has, and he's saying it's for you, Rebbeinu Shalom. And that's the ikr tanuga v'shashuv shel Hashem Yisbarach, the Rebbe says. There's nothing more. The Eibusha doesn't have any kind of pleasure and delight in the world. He has srafim, chayos, oifanim, he has servants, nothing brings him more pleasure than when we are shoyma bris and with giving, we're saying, Rebbeinu Shalom, I'm taking this animalistic thing, this piece of meat, this nothing, I'm giving it to you. There's nothing bigger to Rebbeinu Shalom. So this is answering to you. When I have this, I have choil. I have everything. Esav said, "What? Yeshli Rav." And Yaakov said, Yeshli Koil. What is he saying? Yeshli Koil. Because if I have bris, I have everything. If I'm Ochin Shamayim V'aretz, I have das. I see the screen over here different. I'm seeing from the internal screen. I'm not seeing the outside the cup. I'm seeing the keli that's going to bring me to Hashem. I'm seeing the table as another keli that's bringing me to Hashem. All kelim, oisis, Torah, that's all around us. Imagine, by the way, if we got these glasses, 3D. You ever went to the 3D movies? Imagine you got these glasses for 5 minutes right now, and we were able to see the world, this room, everything here in its spiritual thing. What?
Spiritual format.
It's spiritual format. We would not see, and the cup would still be here, and the table would still be here. But you wouldn't see the cup, you wouldn't see. I had a story, I'll tell you a story. My son, my younger son is colorblind. He doesn't see colors. He sees green as brown. He's colorblind. And he swears that we fight with him. And he says, this is brown. So anyway, we got a new car about a year ago. And it was we ordered this dark, I don't have this car here, my wife's car. And it's like this dark green color. It's not, we thought it was going to be nice. It wasn't so nice. And it pulls up to the house, and he had just gotten his license, and he was so excited. We got a new Lexus, and he looks at the color, and he says, I don't believe this color, and it's green. He interpreted it into real brown, and he said, this looks like what you go to the bathroom with. I'm never driving this car. And I thought to myself, 1 second, this kid, all he sees is the skin of the car. But I'm not in love with the color, but I like the car. I got this car not because of the color. I would have preferred a nicer color, but I drive the car. I like the features. I like the performance. I don't even see the color. I see it, but it's not negated to me. Now, what about the guy who's who's the mechanic of the car? He knows the way the Lexus engine and the wheels and the suspension system. So he sees the view from a much more internal view, the color of the car, Mamish doesn't see. He doesn't even see it. All he sees is it's all the question is, where are we looking? Where is our view? Where am I? And we are looking at the most external skin, the color of the car, and we're saying, I don't like the color of the car. I don't like this color of this car. It doesn't look. But if you got the binoculars and you would see deeper, you would see the mechanics. This is what das is. Das is that I am able to see the depth that I'm not able to see. I get another view, a new view, new glasses. And when I get this new glasses, I'm connecting to in my madriga. And how do I keep that? How do I contain that? I need these two tools. I need Ben and Talmud. I need the Aye. I need the Malay. And if I use this tool and I listen to the tzaddik who's telling to me,
Ben and Talmud is not only for the tzaddik tool.
No, it's for everyone.
What's that tool?
Aye Malay. Forget.
Aye Malay.
Aye Malay is Aye. The Rebbe says Ben is Aye and Talmud is Malay. There's two things. So I'm using the tool when I am feeling empty. I'm using Malay, and when I'm feeling full, I'm using Aye. Because what happens is why do I need Aye? Or why do I need? The answer is because we park. Here's the problem. We park when we feel down and empty. We park. We're not interested in Malay right now. We don't want to hear anything right now. I am going through my problem. I am going through the thing. Leave me alone right now. Yeah. So the tzaddik is saying, no, Doremata, Hashem Imam, the Abish is mid there, by there, 11 there, he's with you, don't, you idiot. And by the way, the Malay and Aye means that the outlet is in Darimata. The outlet is in Sholtachtius. Our biggest mistake, in the biggest mistake we make in connecting to Hashem is that when we're in the dumps, we're disconnected from Hashem, and we think that the outlet for me to plug back in, I'm disconnected. Where am I going to plug? Where is the connection? I'm in the dumps. I'm looking. So you're trying to go back to your spiritual place to go connect again. Let me go to Oman. Let me go to the Kaisel. No, the place that Rebbe is telling you that the outlet is in Sholtachtius. God is in Sholtachtius. And my brother, I said this once, I think, I had years ago, my brother Shimi, we had we fight, right? We had a debate. Erev Rosh Hashanah, we had a debate. I don't remember what debate, but there's always a debate, and it always gets personal because that's what freaks do. And so my brother, he says to me once, he says, I don't remember what the fight was about. I just remember this line. And he goes, and he screams at me in front of everybody. He says, that's your whole problem, Nachman. What? That when you want to connect to the Eibishter, you want to be the Bacher in Breslov Yeshiva that got up chatzos, that had his body this, that learned the whole day, and every time you get a Hirit Shuva, you try to be that guy, and you fall, and you fall. Don't you get it? When the Rebbe says Vatzir Sho'eli Neka, David HaMelech was in Sho'el, made my bed, and he said, over there I find you. I find the Schmitziger Rebbeinu Shalom. Those were his words. Schmitziger Rebbeinu Shalom. What do you mean, Schmitz? You can't say those words, but the word is the biggest mistake we make is that when we're disconnected, we're looking for connection in the place where we were connected. When there's an outlet right next to you, all you have to do, you don't have to do anything. You in your place right here, you can connect to Hashem. And that's Malay. That's the place of Malay Chalas Gevayde. It's also the place of Aye. It's also the place of, I'm so lost, Rabbi Shalom. I am so distant from you. I know nothing. Where are you? I wish you could be here. Tell me where you are. How do I connect? I can't find the outlet. I can't find the plug. How can I plug into you? So now, going back to your thing, now let's go back to Sif Aleph. So the Rebbe is telling us Rachmanis. What's Rachmanis? The Rebbe uses three Lashonis in Sif Aleph. He says there's Rachmanis, there's Lirachem, and there's Rachman. What's the difference?
One is the deed, one is the person.
One is
the deed of doing Rahmanas. One is the essence.
very
One
good.
is the deed.
Now, okay, very good. It's true. One is, but I'm going to change it a drop. One is that Rachmanis is an emotion. I feel compassionate.
Essence, that's what, yeah.
That's the emotion. Lirachem is the action.
What are you doing about it?
What am I doing with that emotion? And Rahman is the profile. That means a guy who knows. So what, and how do I become a Rahman? If I have the compassionate feeling, and I have das, to know how to give everyone mashet tzarech, and then I can give l'rachem. Then I have, and that's what gives me the profile of a Rahman. So what blocks me? So what stops me, Chaim? What stops me? Be'etzem u'rachmanu b'nei rachmanim. What does it mean, false rachmanus?
You give a kid a piece of steak, not the milk that he needs.
That means I did an action, a bad action. I took my emotion of rachmanus and I did a bad action. Great. That's one way of saying why did I do a bad action?
You're not really understanding the problem.
Why not?
I think the guy just needs money. No, but he really has a much bigger problem.
Right. So what will give me more das? So what you're saying is I don't have das, which is true. But there's many. First of all, you have to understand a few different positions in when not having das. One position is I'm frozen. I taka feel rachmanis. I don't know what to do. So if I don't know what to do, I'm not going to do anything, and I'm disconnecting. What am I disconnecting? You have to figure out what am I disconnecting. What is the tool I'm using to disconnect? Second thing is, like you said, no, I'm going to do something wrong. Why am I doing something wrong? Why am I going to give the guy steak to a child that needs milk? Why am I giving that?
I didn't connect to that person.
What blocked me? What's blocking me?
Because that's what I want.
Me. What's blocking me is me. I'm not willing to be moise nefesh for the person. I am not willing to give over my time, my energy, my emotions, my money, my whatever it is. I'm not willing to be moise nefesh. Says the Rabbi Moshe Rabbeinu that had. But here, I'll say more the Gezach here. I said in Spurmaisis yesterday. I gave a shiur in Spurmaisis. So the Rebbe says. That in the beginning of the Ma'aser, the Rebbe says the king had 6 sons and 1 daughter, and he loved the daughter very much, and he told one day, Pam achas v'nizvayidima b'yachad v'nasa broiges v'nizrika mipiv shaloi toiv yikacha. And she went the whole chadra. She got up in the morning. Nobody knew where she was, and the melech was mitztayim ma'od. So the Omad Hasheni L'Malchus, the Hasheni L'Malchus gets up. Machmas Shiro Shamelech Mitztayim Ma'od. So let's analyze these words. Omad Hasheni L'Malchus. He says, Hineni Muchan Mezuman. There's no me. He didn't even know what he's getting into. He had no idea what he's going into. He's saying, I'm not letting me block Rachmanis. That's the tzaddik. And why? Because Machmas Shiro Shamelech Mitztayim Ma'od. He sees that the king is in pain. He's in pain because of our averos. The king is in pain because we are distant. The king is in pain because he sees the heaviness of the averos that we're carrying, the ruach shtus that's separating me from connection to Hashem. And that's what the tzaddik is doing. The tzaddik has the real rachmanis because he's ready to be moise nefesh. We are limited because we are not ready to be moise nefesh. So our rachmanis is limited. It's limited to whatever a cap I put in on my serious nefesh. So I don't know how it works here in Monsey, but I'm sure it works the same way. You come to shul every morning, and there's a couple of vans that come, and the Mashalachim come running out, and you came to shul in your head before that guy came, and you said, no matter what that guy's story is, he's getting each person on a different thing. $2, $3, $5, $10, whatever it is, but it doesn't make it. If the same guy comes to your house with a referral, same exact guy, comes out and he's getting 10 times the amount. What's the difference? You are the difference. Not him. His story is the same story. His need is the same need. You didn't have Rachmanis. You know why you didn't have Rachmanis? Because you were Maineya the Rachmanis, because you are not willing to be Ma'aser Nefesh. Only up to here, up to here, up to here. Each person on is up to here. But the tzaddik has no limitations. There is no place that he's not willing to go for you, for me, for you, for you, for you, for you. That's the difference. That's real das. Because the tzaddik has empathy, real empathy. You know for who? For the melech. Machma sham melech mitztayim ma'oid. The Eibishter is in pain. He loves us. We're chelik elokei mimal. He sees that we're in such struggles. Who's going to take care of my bas melech? Who is going to have this rachmanis? The tzaddik. So if you're connected to the tzaddik, yesh lecha koil, yesh li koil, yesh li koil. I have everything. Because even if I don't have now, I'm already connected to this place. I'm connected to this place that's Ochid Shemayim V'Oretz, to the place that Olam Haba and Olam Hazeh are one. So we're done? Now, what time to what time does Marav? We already went over.
Nobody cares.
Okay, I don't mind. I'm not in a rush. I'm sleeping here tonight. So the point is that now you start rebel. When you look, this is the Meneu Bey. This is what I was trying to do is go backwards. One of the problems, Stama, giving Eitzah Tov and learning, is that when we follow the building of the Torah, you lose sight, because the Rebbe it's so exciting. There's so many new ideas that it's so exciting that you lose sight of where it all started from. So a Meridige Eitzah that I found myself is go, like, let's say you learn 5 Sifim, go backwards. Start with Sif A. Start with Sif U, wherever you are, and now bring it back, and then you start seeing certain things. Here, I'll give you an example. In the beginning, the Rebbe talks about, we made a Google sheet, a shared Google sheet between the Mashpiyim that are on learning the Torah. And on Sif Aleph, we have, I think, 35 questions. Sif Aleph is 5 lines. 35 questions. I'll send it to you. Whoever wants it. It's what? Avada. You'll tell me the thing. I'll tell you, there's a guy, Toledano, he's the one who runs the whole thing, but whatever. The point is that, so one of the questions, and everybody, if you look, when we first learned Sif Aleph, some of these questions, and the question I'm about to tell you, was one of these type of questions. The Rebbe, you guys are crazy, okay? You Fried, Gottlieb, you guys are whacked. You want to really, really kvetch, like in Litvish yeshivas. But then when you see that it's not like that, you say, wow. So I'll give you an example. The Rebbe says that so, and then the Rebbe says, all of a sudden he changed the lashon from tinnik to cotton. Question, right? Nah. No, look, buddy. Tinnik, cotton, same thing, right? Same thing. In Sivav, what's that? Go weiter, and then the Rebbe says, and then he changes it completely. Ki cotton kazet, tzichem lezoyne rak leidei cholav daika. Al kein tzorch leidei echles nager am chote, achman shel cotton kazet, tzichem lerachim, liten loy cholav daika, ulegodol meichel atzorch loy. So now the Rebbe changed the lashon to cotton and godel from tinnik. In Sivav, the Rebbe says, at the end of Sivav, the Rebbe says, this Rebbe is, by the way, you just have to, you can't not love him. It's not possible not to. So he says, in the end of Sivav, he says, I'm sorry, Siv Zayin, the Rebbe says that, he says the whole idea of Koil, and he says Dorim Alado, and then he repeats it again. Repetitious. Maybe you didn't get the message, and he adds a couple of words, Shol Tachtis, and he adds a couple of words in the, if you learn Sivav, but that's not, so everybody asked the question, why is the Rebbe going through this? Again, he said already that there's the Aye, Machamisa Mapishpashta, and this Meloichos Goy, so why is he telling me again? But the Rebbe changes one word there. What's the word that he changes in the second time? In the first time he calls it Oilim Esel Yoinim, Oilim Estachtoinim, Dorim Ala, Dorim Ata. And the second time around he says, Haktanim Vagdoilim. Yes, Rebbe?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is he saying? That the Ktanim are, you have to teach Meloi Chalotz Gevoida. And the Gedolim, you have to teach. Now, let's go back to Sif Aleph. And now let's see if it, Ki lekota, now go back into the words, Ki koten kazeh tzichem lezoyna yirak al yidei cholav dafka. That now, it's not by the tinnik, it's only, there's no other solution. But when he's a cotton, he could be already much bigger. But he's in katnas right now. He's in Dorimata right now. And when he's in Dorimata, give him the food of the cotton, of the tinnik. What's the food of the tinnik? Cholav. What's the cholav? Meloi. What's cholav? To tell him Hashem, Imam Hashem. So all of a sudden, this lashon, the tinnik is taka tinnik. The cotton is not a tinnik anymore. The cotton is the gadol that's not in, that's in katnas, that's in Dorimata.
I'm thinking now I'm thinking.
Yes, no, you like?
Yes.
Okay, shkoyach.
Now I'm getting what it is, the Rebbe say, shiur le'arotzim ba'eso achile. Which achile?
Right.
Depends what is eating.
Depends, what are you drinking? Cholav? Yeah, that's it. And cholav is clear here. That the cholav dafka, the Rebbe has emphasized twice. Kitzichem lezoni rak alidei cholav. Shalakotik gazet tzichem lerachem litin loy cholav. To know exactly which to give, and that, by the way, you want to hear another diak that over here. V'chein al kol echad ve'echad tzichem lerachem v'ma shetzorich loy. Nachman. V'chein al kol echad ve'echad tzichem lerachem b'ma. Every word the Rebbe said, befeles gadol, every word of my Torah is mechuven. How do you say peles? Peles is a leveler, and b'mida u'b'mishkol u'meduyik kemikra. Every word is kemikra. There's no extra letter in the Torah. So every question is a question. Yes, but when you're megala and you start seeing the brain stimulation and the heart stimulation, and you bring it together, you get a whole new. You walk out of here, and all of a sudden you see the world differently. You see the world differently. You see, the Rebbe talks about parnasa. That in turn on Vav also the Rebbe says, what?
Kudin means a stage, small stage.
Yes. And we all have katnas and godless.
But even a great person, I guess.
Everyone. The Rebbe said, you know what the Rebbe said? The Rebbe said after he was Megala this Torah, the Rebbe said, Ich weiß gar nicht, aber mamish gar nicht. The Rebbe said, I know nothing. What does it mean, I know nothing? He said, I'm ignorant. I know nothing. Because he came to such a high place of recognition of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he said, everything I know is zero. Go machamisa mabishbashta. It means, what did I see? What did I work so hard on? It's like, ma yodata. It's a lashon hazor.
I'll tell you something.
No.
I think you will enjoy.
I'm listening.
The question I am asking you, so on Yiddish, ja?
Zog in Yiddish, ja. Zog in Yiddish.
Ich habe gefragt, an der Shashiyam, ja, ich habe verwusst der Makifen, verwusst der Kuchen, mit Jahren an der Makifen Shashiyam haben, wahrscheinlich, wenn geht es zu den Talmiden, darf Achten geben, weil jede Kasche kann eure seiner Macke, und tut es sich verstehen, darf verstehen gut wart. Ja?
Okay.
You got it, yes.
No, I didn't. Say it again. Registered.
The Chochem, you say you can get to such a Mekifim, Kifis Hayom, Kifis Hashunim, Masha ein als man maspik levav zeh shiur
Yeah.
yes? This is the question I ask. And I ask why the Rebbe, why the Kishigerit for the Talmud, you have to stay far away from it.
Yiddish.
Vielleicht schon verstanden hat Teretz. Vielleicht schon verstanden hat Teretz.
Aber steig, kach alle machshav tchila.
Vielleicht das Harayim. Das Stück ohne Schuwe, weil es können die Zeit getum noch eine Kasche.
And
Die
then,
Talmud noch eine Kasche, und dem schon kam Teretz.
Einer Zman maspik levaro.
And now mas levar because that it shouldn't stop.
Yeah.
Why the Rebbe is allowed to get? This is my question I ask you. Why the Rebbe is allowed to get to such a shiur malam habbe, and the Talmud is not allowed to go even close? This was my question.
Okay.
It's a chazung a teretz a chiddush is yet ano. The Rebbe sucht nach der Rachnis v'dakis, ja?
I'm listening.
Der
Everyone.
Rachnis v'dakis shel dus.
Shall Mishi Yedei Yedei Siso?
Ja, der Rachnis v'dakis sucht ein Yisirem below Yovai.
Yeah.
Was sucht der Rebbe ein Simlo? Was macht ein Simlo Yovai?
That's I'm a zayt.
When he has Yovai, probably, when he has Yisirem, probably you do evil.
I'm not sure.
Der
But
Rebbe
yeah.
does the push to Pshat.
Yeah. There's.
Der Rebbe andere Pshat. Kisha ein beim Avoino is ein beim Yisirem. Das ist Achiddisch von der Rebbe.
Yeah.
Das ist Achiddisch.
Yeah.
Kisha ein beim Avoino ist ein beim Yisirem.
I feel it is Yisirem. Aber since you can have no, it's not Yisirem. No.
Pavlos. Weil Rachni ist, was nicht Yisirem? Yisirem lautet aus der Mensch. Wem lautet er? Ein Mensch ist Udam Gas. Darf laten. Aber einer, was ist Rachni ist, als Kashim Oven, nicht was zu laten. So was ist die Yisirem? Weißt du, ich hab's shiur lamada. Kommt da am Möde gesagt. Jetzt hab ich das geht daran in Ayai. Es ist geht daran, es geht daran, es geht auch Kashim Avoinus. Bei einem die Yisirem, was ist Yisirem? Was ist Yisirem actually? What is the pain? What is Yisirem? Pain. What is the pain actually? The questions.
Who's it
Yeah, be the Torah, do the pain is the questions. Why? It's also the ayah, but the questions. It's if the guys taran the ayah, the ayah business off. You could suffer the questions, and you enjoy the questions, because I want to go in a much bigger madraga of machamisum apishpashtu. Ich will dienen aber shefa, but I don't understand nothing. This is the ayah. Aber zog der Rebbe, this is for the tzaddik who don't have shem over. Aber the Talmud, na, English melukos war der Tunshuk kein Sirem. A viele von jou meegad, ja? A viele von jou meegad. Kann nicht schreiben, dass kein Sirem, a viele von ein Tag.
Yeah.
Wegen dem, sage ich, noch zwei Reihe zu dem. Eins, der Rebbe sucht sich Kifis Hayom, Kifis Hashuna. Was eines war Masvik Levara. If it takes for you long as one period of 12 hours, it's too much to share, too much to buy, then you're not allowed to give for the Talmud. But they can't suffer na fila ein Tug. The bigger tzaddik, he can suffer to give us a yom, to give us a shuna. He's ready. Now we're getting a high in the Torah. Shushu lo Rebbe Kiva Muraim. Moshe Muraim.
Rosh Koisha Kshor Maloisis. Mi maken wel Jozga.
Ja, schön. Du sagst Ursel Rebbe Kiva.
Akiv ben Yosef. Tile Tilen
I
Shalach.
want to see the Makoylen Shabbos. I want to see the Schura. Rein Tarusa, rein Schura, so the Gemara da.
Yeah.
Hat gewissen Schakmen des Suroi, der Makoylen Shabbos. Hat gefragt, sie teure, was ist Schura? Aber der Rebbe sagt, da habe ich so steig nach Kula Machshab. Sagt der Rebbe, du, a wonderful thing. Der Rebbe sagt, be quiet. Why be quiet? I don't have to answer nothing. Ich habe doch schon geantwortet. Der Eibsche darf jetzt reden. Sagt weil jetzt geht ich anfallen an Kasche. Du hast jetzt gesagt, der Teretz. Jetzt geht ich anfallen an Kasche. Die Kasche, ich habe 8 Stunden zu der Kasche. Jetzt, was ist der Teretz? Da habe ich gesagt, Moshe Rabbeinu, ja, als gehabt der Teretz. Was ist der Teretz? Ist in der Diak von der Teure. Gehabt der Teretz. Sie Teura, wie sie ist Chura. Was ist die question, Mike? Er hat gesagt, jetzt gehabt der Teretz, ja?
Sie teure,
Sie
sie
ist Teure, sie ist Chura. he asked it. Der Moshe Rabbeinu ist gefragt, sie teure, was ist Chura? Und da habe ich so gestoigt, weil das jetzt gehen für der Territz. Na, wo ist der Territz? Sie teure, was ist Chura? Rebbe Kiva hat gewollt umkommen zu der...
Der höchste Madreige, was sie kennen, sein Yisir mit der Welt. Wow, beautiful. Beautiful. Sie teure, was ist Chura, der Kasche ist der Territz.
Der Kasche der Territz. Das ist der höchste Mokum.
Wow.
Hat auch gekocht, nicht gar ein Hechid. Den Moshe Rabbeinu hat verstanden, das auch. Kiss Reus jetzt. Aber das ist noch einer, das war macht die Klevaren. Ich kenne so viel, viele Wohnische, die mehr hat. Der Thomas kann ich so viel seiner Wohnische, die mehr hat. Ihm darfst du machen, Meloi, Business South, wie das geht ein bisschen mit dir. Du kannst schon Kasche. You're not allowed to have one question even from 12 hours. Du musst schauen, ob du beim Wein.
Aber the tzaddik, he could be so even more. Maybe he's getting the tkufis ayom tkufis hashanim. That by him, that's not a problem that he's taking from the Malam and Azman, because when you're ruchni in Gansim, there's no zman. So Mamela yeshma speaks zman levarim. When is the problem of ein maspik zman levarim? Only when you live in Gashmi. But the tzaddik is living so ruchni that he's above time. Mamela, he could be very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. You answered me, by the way, I'm stuck with this Gemara. I want, you looked up Mefarshim on this Gemara? I feel like there's a bigger message that the Rebbe is saying over it. But wow, this is, I'm telling you, it's next level Torah. So Chaim today, I just want to say, it started this afternoon with Chaim. Chaim says to me, why can't the Rebbe let me stay in Meloi? I like Meloi. Why do I need Ayin? I like Meloi. Meloi is a great... Give me money. Give me, no problems. And just keep telling me how you're with me the whole time. Keep showing me you're with me the whole time. Right, Chaim? Why do I need to go to Ayin? So I was thinking...
Can you at least extend the period that it's more than 12 hours?
Maybe when you connect to
the whole time
you just get out of it. You don't
there's a word. You help me with. There's an English word for it. I don't remember it now. Perpetuous pleasure. By the way, that means no perpetuous pleasure, you would not feel pleasure. That means if it's ongoing pleasure, pleasure needs an interruption to have pleasure. If you lived in Malay, you would say, give me Aye. You give me that. And if you lived in Aye, you would say, give me Malay. The Rebbe is telling you, das, connection, shashua, Olam Haba, this game of Olam Haba, this roller coaster of Olam Haba is feeling Malay, Liktanim, and Aye to the G'dayim. Ashreinu.
I got a Mekirev from Doivi. I told you.